Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video. I would like to welcome you to Part 2 of our review of our governing documents at Riverbend. In Part 2 of this video series, we'll be reviewing Robert's Rules of Order. I chose Robert's Rules of Order because we will be utilizing this document more than any other when participating in regular meetings of the Board of Directors and/or the annual meeting of members of the association. When we are attending one of these meetings, we need to understand how we go about being recognized by the floor, in other words, the presiding official, in order to ask questions or discuss issues pertaining to the Board of Directors' items of discussion. In my email, I attached the documents containing the section of Robert's Rules of Order concerning obtaining and assigning the floor. You may review these documents at your leisure. When we wish to engage in a conversation with a member of the Board of Directors, we must understand we can only request the floor to discuss issues related to the topic of discussion by the board at the time. We can only request the floor to discuss our topics when the presiding official has gone through the agenda and arrives at the item segmented called Owner's Open Forum. When you complete your topic of discussion and have more than one topic you wish to discuss, please wait until other members have had their opportunity to discuss these topics. You may then request to be recognized by the floor for your next topic. Our bylaws do not contain any time limits to our discussions on the floor. Should someone wish to impose a time limit on a discussion on the floor, a proposed change of the bylaws must be presented to the association membership. The proposal must be voted on by the association at the annual meeting of membership or a special meeting of the membership. Let me repeat, that is because I think this is an important subject. Should someone wish to impose a time limit on a discussion on the floor, a proposed change to the bylaws must be presented to the association membership. The purpose and the proposal must be voted on by the association at an annual meeting of the membership or a special meeting of the membership. With that said, let's go down to business. So how do we request the floor to discuss a topic using Robert's Rules of Order? Let me demonstrate this by using a realistic example. First, let's say the issue of a major expenditure such as a capital purchase is being discussed. When the board member responsible for his or her assessment has concluded their report and no one else has the floor, you as a Riverbend owner can simply stand up and raise your hand to ensure that you are getting the board's attention. I suggest standing up, raising your hand, and address the president or presiding official by clearly stating for all to hear, Mr. President. If another owner has recognized by the floor before you and are standing, please do not remain standing. Simply sit down and wait until they have completed their discussion. Then go through the process again. The presiding official will then recognize you. You now have the floor. Proceed to the microphone, state your name, your cluster, your unit name, and begin your discussion. When you've completed all aspects of your discussion, simply return to the seat. Remember, Riverbend owners can only comment on agenda items or items that the board is discussing at the time it is being discussed. For example, we cannot discuss an issue concerning Landscape Committee when the Finance Committee is discussing their reports or items. To recap, we reviewed when we can discuss certain topics. We reviewed how we request the opportunity to speak from the floor. And we reviewed the fact that we have no time limits to our presentation or point or participate in the discussion of our point. One more important item. Please remember we have other members who may wish to take the floor to discuss their topics. So please keep your discussion as short as possible to keep the overall length of the meeting to a reasonable time frame. In our next video, we'll be reviewing how to use Robert's Rules of Order when an interruption of an owner member who has been assigned a floor occurs. Finally, I would like to thank you for taking your valuable time in viewing this video. If you have any questions or input, please add them in the comment section on the YouTube page below, or send me an email using my address at the bottom of my email correspondence. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, be well, be safe.